They don't actually try to stay in office. Kamala Harris.
Hang on a second. Bill, if Hillary Clinton and the Democrats got their way when they were challenging Trump and saying he was an illegitimate president in 2016, and they somehow got that bullshit Steele dossier to somehow, which was, by the way, all completely nonsense.
You watch too much Fox News.
No, I don't watch Fox News at all.
I
legitimately do not watch Fox News.
Well, you're getting
well, hold on a second.
The fiery clash between Bill Maher and Zachary Levi has set the internet ablaze, sparking an intense and unfiltered debate that's captivated audiences everywhere. Levi takes Maher head-on, boldly challenging his viewpoints with sharp reasoning and unwavering resolve. Refusing to back down, Levi's mix of wit, passion, and clarity has energized his supporters, who are flooding social media with praise. Clips of Levi decisively pushing back against Maher's arguments are going viral, fueling heated discussions over who truly held their ground. For fans of both personalities, the exchange has become a cultural flashpoint, exposing the ever-deepening rift in today's political and social discourse. Many are applauding Levi for his fearless stance and unapologetic defense of his beliefs. At the same time, Maher's decision to welcome such a direct confrontation on his own platform has only intensified the drama, transforming the conversation into must-watch television. Whether you're drawn to Maher's provocative style, Levi's passionate rebuttals, or simply enjoy a sharp intellectual showdown, this debate delivers. It's the clash. Everyone's talking about an explosive mix of wit, logic, and ideology that's taken over the digital spotlight. Bill Maher.
Lies.
Right.
And we got to have grace with people because they are also, in their hearts, they think they're voting for the right thing. They think they're fighting for the right thing. They've just been deceived, you know.
Again,
and maybe we have.
I think, MSNBC is a giant problem at this point, but don't tell me that Tucker Carlson isn't.
I don't know that Tucker Carlson is more of a problem. I think Tucker Carlson might be... No, seriously, hear me out.
Oh, it's okay.
Tucker Carlson is at least saying things he actually believes and that I think he's done a lot of research.
We actually have proof that is not the case because you must have seen this story. You seem so well informed.
I'm pretty well informed, but I don't catch everything.
You're very
I don't catch everything.
Okay. It came out, his text came out in the lawsuit. Fox News had to pay $780 million. You remember this after the 2020 election? Because they claimed falsely about election stealing stuff that Trump had trumped up to get them to say, and Tucker Carlson, we have his private text where he's saying that he absolutely doesn't believe this. And he's savaging Trump. So that's how we know he's full of shit, because we have it. We have the actual text in complete diametrically opposition to what he was saying on the air about, Dominion voting systems and all this bullshit that they tried to. And again, this is the main difference between the left and the right here. When the left loses an election, yes, they grumble about it and they say things they shouldn't, like he's an illegitimate president. They don't actually try to stay in office. Kamala Harris
often seems so entrenched in his own worldview that he overlooks the bigger picture. I'm not here to defend the right wing entirely. They certainly get plenty wrong. But Maher acts as though the left is beyond reproach, framing their actions, especially around elections, as if they're always principled and by the book. That's just not true. Let's not forget what happened after Donald Trump won the 2016 election. The dominant narrative was all about Russian collusion, and his entire presidency was overshadowed by investigations, impeachment attempts, and what often felt like a weaponized Justice Department. Much of this seemed fueled by fear and resentment, long before Trump was even confirmed as the 2020 Republican nominee. To pretend the left has acted flawlessly is dishonest. In some instances, their behavior has arguably been more reckless than that of the right. Now, regarding the Tucker Carlson controversy, I won't deny those leaked texts are damning. If he knowingly spread misinformation while privately expressing doubt, that's deeply troubling. But let's not pretend this is unique to Fox News. Outlets like MSNBC and CNN are just as complicit. Most mainstream media, regardless of political leaning, panders to its audience, reinforcing biases instead of challenging them. Objective journalism has been replaced with curated narratives designed to validate beliefs, not question them. That's what Fox News was doing, likely shaping its messaging to fit Trump's version of events. And while Carlson's duplicity deserves scrutiny, I'm just as wary of how Maher weaponizes incidents like this to score points. He uses these moments as ammunition, feeding his audience a sense of moral superiority that conveniently ignores the flaws on his own side. It's a tactic he leans on heavily, and I doubt that's going to change anytime soon.
March on the Capitol.
He didn't ask them to do that.
Okay, but
And also he requested the National Guard, and it's been confirmed that he was denied by Pelosi.
But the point is that by not conceding the election, by never saying from November, whatever day that election was, November 5th or something, to January 6th, he had 2 months to say to his supporters, yeah, we lost, we'll come back next time, you don't win them all, like every other president and candidate ever did, including when it was possibly not kosher, like Nixon in 1960, Al Gore in 2000, but they did it. They came out and said
After a recount.
If you don't get why that's completely different than whatever you're trying to say is an equivalency, then I can't talk more about this. I just have to accept this.
Let me clarify though.
But it is.
I'm actually not. But I'm not trying to excuse all of that.
It's as
really
crazy
not. I'm
as
not saying that
men can have babies on the other side.
The key difference here is that Zachary Levi demonstrates a willingness to acknowledge faults on his own side. He openly admits that Donald Trump mishandled the aftermath of the 2020 election, a critique that might upset some of Trump's most loyal supporters, but one that remains valid. Trump's refusal to concede was clearly driven by ego and could have been handled far more responsibly. In contrast, Bill Maher shows little interest in admitting that the political left has ever made serious missteps. He avoids discussing how the Department of Justice appeared to be weaponized against Trump, or how the left spent much of his first term pushing baseless claims of Russian collusion. From Hillary Clinton to media outlets that amplified the narrative, many knew the allegations were shaky, yet they pushed forward anyway, damaging Trump's presidency through misinformation and relentless attacks. This is the core divide between Levi and Maher. Levi is willing to offer honest, critical assessments across party lines. Maher, however, seems entrenched in the belief that the left holds the moral high ground, even when the evidence strongly suggests otherwise. Conversations like these can be frustrating. It's satisfying to watch someone like Levi challenge Maher and expose flaws in his arguments, but it rarely sparks real change. That's because people like Maher often aren't engaging from a place of intellectual honesty. They're operating within fixed narratives, resistant to any view that challenges their assumptions. And that's the real challenge. You can't reason with someone who didn't use reason to form their beliefs in the first place. If you enjoy debates that cut through the noise, make sure to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.